What's up, y'all? My name is Trail, the CEO and founder of the Collective Agency. If you're a 9-to-5 entrepreneur looking to build, brand, and scale your business, contact us to find out how we can help you. Peace. Just want to say thank y'all beautiful brothers for pulling up, man. I ain't gonna lie, this shit looks fucking beautiful. I'm so happy to just see all this, dog. Like, Bruce, all right, so you were a testament. You see, I just want to say for the record, the first conversation I was supposed to have was people were supposed to be here and no one came except my boy Bruce. And then we had a phenomenal conversation. And now look at this shit, dog. What the fuck? If y'all didn't know, my name is Trell. I'm your favorite growth and development coach. I specialize in life coaching and business tactics and strategies. Now you know who you're talking to. Wanted to say welcome to the GoodFellows Fellowship. If you did not know, this is where we decide to come talk as black and brown men, disengage these egos, learn more about each other on a higher level, and I think just recreate or come up with a new way of how we interact with each other as black and brown men. Because, you know, one thing's for sure is we already against odds. Now it's time to kind of break that and work together. But
Yeah, it's your boy Duran, the host that gives the most here with the community. I do tutoring and mentoring for the youth, and I'm all about black excellence.
Terrell E. Tillman, lessons learned. I'm a reentry expert, community violence interrupter, and I'm also here for black excellence.
Yo, it's School, music producer, audio engineer, also a mentor for the youth. I teach music and production and music business, and I'm here for the community.
My name is Nori Adam. I'm a student athlete and just a student of life, for real. So, gratitude.
I go by Sean, Divine Sean on all social media platforms. I've just been going around Compton, making it happen, interviewing everybody, and showing everybody's answers to everyone.
My name is Bruce. I work with just working in the community, honestly. Have a nonprofit that works with youth, just development, mental health. So I'm just glad to be here.
you are the guest of honor, so let me get my rocks off first, and we're gonna do this correctly. But first and foremost, I want to give all credit to my boy Adam right here, man. This is my dog. We met on playing basketball, and we do a little bit of training. Hopefully, I'm getting him better and prepared, but not only on the court, but just in life too. I've had him around a couple of these conversations so far, and we had a very prolific conversation. One day we was finished playing basketball, and we were just talking about not even mentorship, but just like brotherhood, like what it really talk about. And we was there for like, an hour? We was there for a little minute. And believe in that conversation, it just really put it on my heart to just be like, yo, what can I do to like get more people like-minded together to do? And now my boy here is seeing this, so I just want to give you, this episode is for you, my brother. Yeah. Obviously, I know we sponsored at CMS Wellness. If you did not know, this is the space to come get your wellness activities off and rocking. We got co-working spots for, if you got, if you're a therapist, a practitioner, anything in the wellness sectors. Pull up over here. You see where we at. You see this it wouldn't even be what it is if we didn't have all this greenery, man. Pull up, come get you some love. We got a lot of things rolling into 2025. And then, so without further ado, I got all that off. I had to write this down. I had to come proficient, right? So this is the first time I've been doing this. So, GoodFellows, today we are honored to have a powerful and inspiring guest joining us. Alexis Odom is a licensed clinical social worker and a dedicated mental health therapist with a wealth of experience supporting children, adolescents, and families. Alexis specializes in helping individuals navigate challenges like anxiety, depression, PTSD, grief, and more. Her work is not just about therapy, it's about transformation. Alexis's community-focused approach is rooted in her passion for uplifting and empowering others to heal and grow. She has a unique ability to meet people where they are and guide them toward becoming their most authentic, healthiest selves. Today, Alexis will share her expertise on mastering stress and mental health, equipping us with practical tools and insights we can apply to our own lives. This session is about growth, healing, and learning to navigate life's challenges with resilience. Let's give a warm welcome to Alexis Odom.
Let's go.
Thank you. That was so beautiful.
It's truly an honor.
That was really nice. Well, I'm really happy to be here with everyone. It's nice to see a lot of more spaces developing within the community for Black men, because these type of spaces are more impactful and more beneficial than like going to go see a traditional mental health therapist. Nothing wrong with that, but these spaces tend to be a little bit more healing because they are spaces where you feel like you're already understood when you walk into them, because you see like-minded people, and you see representation. And representation is really important as it relates to Black men and being able to work toward healing their mental health. So I'm very happy to be here. I'm very glad that everybody showed up for themselves, because it can be difficult to give yourself permission to do so, to just kind of slow down and tend to needs that are equally as important to like work, being self-care and mental health. So definitely happy to be here. Glad you guys showed up for yourselves. And yeah, we're going to get into some good conversations.
Absolutely. One practice I've been working on is patting ourselves on the back. So I just want all my brothers, give yourself a little, you feel me, a little pat on the back. You did a good job. You pulled up. I'm pretty sure y'all all have things to do later. I got things to do later, but you dedicated time to just come. One, to support your boy, but support yourself. So that's immense. Before we start getting into the questions, I want Alexis to talk a little bit about herself.
Okay.
So please, if you don't mind, just kind of talking about your background, your childhood growing up, and then what made you decide that this would be the field for you?
Yeah. So for me, the personal and professional always have to coincide. Everything I do has to have like a heart-centered connection, like rooted in personal experiences, because I feel like the type of person that I am, I'm fueled by passion. And so it's like, if I could really relate to it and connect to it in like a really personal way, then that's better for me. So growing up, I experienced going through trauma at an early age. Both of my parents were incarcerated when I was 9. So I went through that whole process of like house getting raided, cops pointing guns at you, stuff like that. And it kind of just gave me like a early experience of what it's like dealing with the justice system. It ain't no justice in the justice system. So it's like going through those kind of early challenges. One, it let me know that like my experience is not unique, because this is something that, even if it's not the same exact experience, it's still something that we all kind of go through within the community. So that kind of like fueled my passion to want to do my part to help people. And then the other side of that is just like wanting to be of service to people. So having an understanding that when we all do our part to heal the collective, then we are working toward change, basically. So like finding something that you're passionate about, sticking to it, honing in on it, and just sharpening that ability to really do the work, as opposed to trying to dibble and dabble in a lot of different things. It's like pick one thing and really just go in on it, because that will kind of allow you to be of service. And I truly believe that that's what we're all here to do, is to be of service.
I love this, man. Just the flow. Come on, this is so me, yo. This so like trying to figure it out and just going with it, like and showing it. Let's talk about some talking points that I have.
Okay, let's
All
get to it.
The first one for me is understanding stress. So, what is stress, and why is it a natural response?
So stress is like basically our body's response to what's going on around us in the environment. When you think about how primitive things were back in the day with like hunter-gatherer societies and people having to get up and go to get their food and all that stuff, they had real reasons to go into fight or flight mode. Like they could get attacked, something could happen, like real reasons. But with us right now in our everyday society, it's like the demands that life has placed on us kind of increase the cortisol levels. So it's like our body's response to anything that feels a little bit threatening to us is what stress is. But I believe that there's good stress and then there's bad stress. So bad stress is the one that really stresses your nervous system, the one that really kind of knocks you off and really affects your body, basically. It's kind of hard to come back from that, and it can lead to chronic stress. And chronic stress is something that really impairs your mental state and your emotions. And then there's good stress. There's a stress that kind of like motivates you to get things done, that helps you to not procrastinate, that helps you to kind of just be more hyper-focused on things without getting to a point to where it's too overwhelming. When it becomes too overwhelming, that's when we really have to like check in with ourselves and see how we could slow things down to manage that stress. Because if you're stressed out, then you're not able to do what you want to do at your highest capacity.
And even talking about that, like I've had a personal experience with stress. So right when I moved out here, my mom got meningitis. I don't know if too much people are familiar with that, but it's pretty much a virus that attacks your nervous system and shuts your whole body down. But it's from stress. Like if you're not taking care of yourself, if you're not eating right, if you're not working out, if you're not taking care of your mental, like your whole body will be like, bro, I'm doing too much at one time. I'm gonna just shut the whole thing down and start back up and pray that all the missing parts are still working. And unfortunately, she ended up losing her hearing. She had to learn how to rewalk a little bit, how to re-talk. And it's been a couple years now. The transition has been better. She got implants and everything, but to your level of just like managing stress and first off identifying what it is. Like what is stress to you and how do you cope with it and what are the methods to do so, So yes, thank you for enlightening us.
Yeah, no problem. And before we move over,
Yeah.
because you kind of sparked something in me when you said like your mom's body kind of reacted to the stress. That's something that happens to us all the time, and we may not make that correlation between stress and how our body is reacting. Like the ache in your shoulder, the ache in your neck, the lower back pain. It's like you kind of think that it's just from wear and tear, you doing stuff, but it's like, no, it's your body's reaction to the things that are going on for you mentally. Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, my shoulders been aching. Any of y'all shoulders aching right now?
Right shoulder.
2024 been shouldering, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
And I tell people this all the time, and this is some of the things, because I mentor a lot of people. I do a lot of groups and sessions, and I'm just blessed. Fortunately, God has removed stress, worry, and judgment from me. After doing all that time in prison and being around a lot of different men and people and just being in solitude, I actually did 2 federal stints in federal prison, so 11 years first, stayed out 10 years, and went back 8 years, and that's when I wrote the book and stuff. But like I tell people, God has removed stress, worry, and judgment from me, so I live my life on a whole different level that people can't even fathom. And I tell people all the time, this is child's play for me out here to deal with all of the atrocities and things that's going on, but you gotta look at the beauty. Look at the beauty first. If we turn on the news and the TV all the time, it's gonna be anxiety. It's gonna be stuff that's gonna have you upset. I don't watch the TV. This is some sports, just a video here and there, but I don't watch TV because the news, it's all perpetuated on fear mongering.
Yeah.
And like I said, these are the last days. No, this might be your last day.
Right.
These ain't the last day. And only
Right.
God has that ability to tell somebody that when it happened.
Right.
But, I'm a spiritual person. I don't knock any religion, but that's fear-mongering stuff.
Yeah.
And that's something to make people always feel, oh, these are last days. These are last days. No, these ain't the last days because this baby's being born right now as we speak. So God has the last say so. But it's just a beautiful feeling to move around without those things, man. And I just share that with people because it's something that He has trained me to
Thank
be.
you for sharing, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Let's do
That's
it.
why I like engagement.
Yeah, so I know that a lot of you guys have probably been through way more than me. I'm only 24, but going around the city and other cities and then just talking to people, I've realized that a lot of people's stress is just like 60, 70% just made up in your head. So you making up these scenarios, which is self-harming to yourself. And it's like, why are you doing that? So like for 2 examples, one would be a relationship. Your partner can probably be at work, but you over there stressing about imaginary scenario like, oh my God, man, they probably talking to somebody at work. They probably really not at work. They probably did this and you causing yourself all of this unnecessary stress. And it's like, why do that to yourself? Another thing, if we were to buy something, somebody checks for the money to make sure it's real and everything, and then basically like seeing that, okay, this is an actual thing. Why not try to test yourself and, as far as the stress, why not try to test that out and see if it's an actual problem? Because if it's not an actual problem, then you're just stressing yourself for no reason, and then now you are self-harming yourself for no reason, and you can't grow like that at all. And also, last thing, I think it is very, very important to identify the problem because you cannot solve it unless you know the issue. So instead of just like running around up in circles, like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Hold on, just breathe for a second. It's okay. All of us get sad sometimes, but what's the problem though? What's the issue? And then you can be like, okay, I got the issue, now I can solve it, and you move on from there.
Hey, all right. Hey,
And then I wanna add when he's done, because I love this conversation.
Nah, just a quick question for everybody here, because I'm just trying to absorb as much as I can. Just being young, you know what I mean? I'm only 18, so it's just, I first want to give off my gratitude to all of you guys, you know what I mean, to Trail, being able to create an environment, to be able to not only reflect on myself, but reflect on others in order to not only help me, but help them and all just serving for the Most High, you know what I mean? So I'm just super grateful in a state of gratitude and just love, so, and abundance. So I appreciate that. You know, I just want to get that out the way. But one thing for me, I have a question. So it's like, we obviously gonna stress regardless, you know what I mean? You said it's either good stress or bad stress, and that's important in life, you know what I mean? Good stress is important. You need to work out your muscles. Your muscles are stressing, but they're growing, you know what I mean? So it's like, and there's also bad stress, how, like you said, my mother, she also got caused from a stroke, from stress. So it's like, I've seen like both sides, but one question I've had is being able to identify what is good stress and what is bad stress, and how we could detach ourselves from bad stresses that are keeping us at our lower selves, you know what I mean? Because I feel like, again, we're going to stress regardless. So I was going to say, like, for anyone, how do you guys identify yourselves being stressed in a negative way, you know what I mean, other than in a positive way, you know? So
Yeah.
Yeah, you go.
Definitely. So I think the way that you can identify bad stress is like how you react to it mentally, but also like how your body reacts to it physically. So what I mean by that is, like, let's say, to use his example, let's say that you're having a conflict with somebody that you're in a relationship with, and all day long you're just ruminating in your mind, thinking about thoughts constantly over and over, replaying scenarios, replaying what you think it can be, and then by the end of the day, you're exhausted. You got pains in your stomach. Now you have a headache. Now you don't want to eat. Now you can't sleep. Those are the things that signify bad stress, because it's like you stress yourself out thinking about a scenario that you're telling yourself is true, but it's not even real, because you're making assumptions. And whenever we make assumptions, it usually does lead to stress, because our mind is kind of just uncontrolled. And one thing that you can't allow the mind to do is roam free uncontrolled, because if you do that, then your mind will attach itself to everything. When you think about all of the different things that, all of the information that we take in a day and throughout our lifetime, it's like, it's so much. It's so easy to believe every thought to be true, but you gotta like really pluck out the good thoughts like a garden. Like, we pull up them weeds, we don't want them. We want to keep this beautiful garden, and our mind is the same way.
This is actually what I have been, what God has done to me. He's detached that stuff. And I have art and mastered the art of detachment. Being in prison, I couldn't attach myself to nothing emotionally. I couldn't attach myself to the outside thing that was out of my control. So I've learned to just deal with me, build up my introspective, understand how I am and why I am in this physical form. And in the spiritual realm, understand that the physical is going to always have errors. It's not perfect in it. But being in prison for that time, it was like I couldn't attach myself to anything that was going on with my kids or anything. So learning how to turn off and on like a light switch with my emotions and feelings, God trained me so tough with that, because I had to do it, because you're not promised tomorrow and you don't have control over anybody.
Yeah.
So I tell people, oh, I'm concerned as hell. But I'm not finna stress or worry about it, because it's out of my control.
Exactly.
So I've learned to, like you say, keep my mind focused on things that I can control and how I move.
Yeah.
But the assumption, I say, make assumption, make an ass out of you and me.
Right.
So you have to always just channel yourself and get to know yourself. And the more you know yourself, the more you'll understand why you do what you do, and study something like emotional intelligence, human behavior, the anatomy. It'll give you a lot of insight on how to read people, body language, stressors, energy, and most importantly, yourself. And when you know yourself more, you know what you want and will do. You know what I mean? And you can step into a space and read the room and not attach yourself to anything. And I do a lot of speaking engagements and dealing with a lot of my clients, so I don't attach myself to their feelings, but I attach myself to them spiritually, so that I have them and they can have me. But it's no drama or negative stresses with it.
Yeah.
There might be some good stresses with it because there are good stresses, just like it's bad stress is good stress, and you know I just take it and go. So just learning how to detach.
And just to continue off of what they're saying, like don't allow yourself to sit in your thoughts. And I'm someone that I do that a lot, and I've been working on it. But I deal with depression, I deal with anxiety, and it's something I've realized I've dealt with it for years. But I think this year and last year, when it's really like started to show up a lot. And I've been doing the work. I have a therapist. I do everything I need to do to work on it. But I will say the biggest thing that I think caused me to get there is sitting in my thoughts, not going to my friends, not going to my community, not talking to my family, just literally sitting at home in my thoughts, letting things build up, and allowing myself to believe the things that's popping up in my mind. You know what I mean? So you have to. It's not gonna always be easy. It's not always easy. Like I said, I'm doing the work, but I still have my moments. And I'm okay. I'm a person. You know what I mean? I'm human. I'm not perfect. And it's gonna happen, but you just gotta continue to do work, and you gotta show up to stuff like this. And I'm grateful that I showed up, because honestly I was tired this morning, but I wanted to show up for Trail, but also show up for myself, and just be a part of community. Community is important for me, and I know that if I don't do the work, do the things, come to things like this, then I'm gonna go back to where I was, and I'm not trying to go back there.
I want to thank you for being here, bro, though, because I think just in, as much as you want us to be here, you being 18, even you being 24, I'm 35, but you being at that age and what's going on right now, just choosing the time to be here, like, I appreciate you being here. It's kind of, that's the reason why I'm here, you know what I mean, just to do that. So I applaud you for, being here and showing up and just wanting to learn, you know what I'm saying? So I think for me, just like everyone was saying, my big thing is just encouraging you to trust you, right? We can go into a deeper, like, I believe in God, I believe in all those aspects of it too, but even God wants you to be happy, you know what I'm saying? He wants you to understand, and certain things we don't have the answers to, right? So for me, same thing dealing with depression and anxiety. I think even talking to Trail, like, a lot of the times you just need that support, right? I had 2 guys call me this morning just asking for prayer, right? While I'm helping other people and doing different things, like, that showed me, like, it's encouraging to want to be encouraged, right? So I would say in choosing, and not choosing, but understanding the good and the bad stresses that she was speaking on, like, understand even in the good and the bad, you're still going to think, right? You're still going to think, is it good and all that? So I would just encourage you to use the tools, but at the same time understand, like, I got to be good, right? I got to be okay, and I got to work, whether it's for your mom or whatever, like she was stating, having that purpose, understand what that purpose is, and then just encourage yourself first, right? And then from there, you'll know, okay, it's a good stress, but human-wise, you're still going to think about that good stress. Like, this good stress is you can over-exert energy and it makes you, like, you tired now. I'm done for the day, right? So that was all.
Hey, can I tell him something real? Yeah. My bad. I know. Yeah. I know, but okay, I would say for sure, since you believe in the Most High, you have to understand that everything happens for a reason, and the things that you cannot change, it's okay. And if you can change them, it's okay, because you can change them. You feel me? So just keep those 2 things in mind. Like, one time when I was working at WSS, I ended up quitting because there was a lot going on. After quitting, I was broke. And I'm like, oh my God, why would I do that? Why would I quit? Now I'm over there depressed and all of this stuff, and I'm over to talk to my granny like, man, I'm stupid. I should never did this. What actually ended up happening, a week after I quit, the same spot that I was standing at got shot up and stuff. I wasn't supposed to be there anymore. So, everything happens for a reason. And then, like, even trying to work at LAX and everything, I'm over when I was like 18. I'm like, man, I really want this job. They said no. And then like 2 years later, they like, okay, boom, yeah, we'll take you. I hated that job. I wasn't supposed to be right there. But I got what I asked for though. You're gonna get what you asked for
Right.
when it's the right time and everything happens for a reason. So just seeing that like the store got shot up because I was a security guard and everything, and they said, man, there's like 3 bullet holes that went through the window. I'm like, I stand by the window all the time. I was literally standing there like that's my whole shift. I stand at the window and everything. Make sure nobody be coming in and stealing and stuff. But hearing that, I'm like, thank you, Father. Like I wasn't supposed to be there, even though I was sad. It happened for a reason. So just know that.
Before you go, I just want to say a couple things. One, a practical practice that you can apply right now today is assessing what you consume in your mind. So, like, you'll be walking around and your brain will just say the craziest thing. And you'll be like, yo, bro, why did I just think that? Like, out of all things that happened today, why did that just come to my brain for some reason? And that's a real opportunity for you to assess and be like, yo, why did I think that? Like, where did that come from? Did that come from a movie? Did that come from family? Did that come from my community? Did that come from myself? Like, and just really dissect and just keep asking yourself more questions until you don't have any more questions. Eventually, that thought is going to be like, man, I'm tired of talking to Adam. I'm going to just go to the next mind and go bother some over there. I'm going to go bother someone that actually don't care about assessing what we assume or what we tolerate in our brain, and just let, what do you say? Life just, what you say your brain does? Well, you said don't let your brain don't wander. It's looking for the wanderer. You're not a wanderer, So when I do that all the time, like especially when I be just driving and I'm in a bad mood, I be like, yo, how did I get into this mood? Like I was just cool like a couple hours ago, and I just start thinking about, let me look. Would I talk to someone? Am I thinking about something that's stressful? What's over? And I just keep talking to that problem specifically until the problem is like, I don't want to be here no more. Yeah. So, what?
Yeah. I got something to add to.
Stress is real. This is the topic everybody.
I was more so just going to talk about the practical practice that you can practice. So the practical practice that you can practice is praying with intention. You know what I'm saying? So like when you pray with intention, because like there's a prayer sample in the book, in the Bible, it's like, Our Father who art in heaven. Like people actually pray that every day, and they're praying to their nobody. Because if you say that prayer one time, you say it 100 times. Why do you need to say it 100 times? If you say it once, God heard you already. So your prayer has to be with intention on a daily basis. So if you have like something like a good stress or a bad stress, pray to God about that. And when you pray to God about that, the Holy Trinity will align with you. And now you're moving in alignment with what you're praying for. And it's an intercessor. So as we as a circle, we have spirits that are aligned. And once you pray for something, my spirit heard your prayer as well. So now my flesh didn't hear your prayer, but my spirit heard your prayer from you. Be maybe in Minnesota, I'm in California, but my spirit heard your prayer. And now my intercessor spirit is going to pray for your prayer as well. And so those are the keys to success, is practicing practical practices that you can achieve the dream from that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yo, come on, man.
YOLO.
Bars.
So I just wanted to add another strategy that could be beneficial. So one of the techniques that I like to use with my clients is an intervention called cognitive behavioral therapy. And that's basically understanding the correlation between your thoughts, feelings, and your actions. So something that you can do to kind of dissect your thoughts more would be to put your thoughts on trial. Like, put them on trial. Like, I had a thought of, I'm not worthy. Is that true? What are the indicators in my life that go against that thought to let me know that thought is not true, right? So it's like, okay, I'm a human being, I exist, so I have inherent worth. That's all I need to know, and you move on, and you choose to just say, okay, like, I'm cool, I got my answer, now I move on. So always putting your thoughts on trial to test the validity of them. Because 9 out of 10 times you'll see that your thoughts, they're liars. They lie to you. They want you to think the worst about yourself and everybody else. So it's like really just dissecting them can really be beneficial.
For sure. This question is in particular to community and how we develop as ourselves. And honestly, I'm really happy about this question because this is one of the main reasons I developed and created this. But it's how can men create spaces to openly discuss stress and mental health challenges within and to each other?
I think that being open and willing to come to spaces like this is really important. And I do really feel that we need more of those spaces, because it's like when you come into these spaces, just something about the energy automatically makes you want to put your guard down. And I think that society, especially for black men, there's no putting your guard down. You always have to be on guard. You always have to be worried about what's going on externally, to where that stops you from being able to genuinely connect with people. But it's like having safe spaces like this where it's like, okay, I know that everybody else is here for the same reason. So I don't have to pretend to be something that I'm not. I don't have to come in with an ego or like a certain level of bravado. Like, it's not violent here. You know, like, we're all talking and you guys are connecting as black men. And I think that that is really the key, like finding more spaces where you could just simply let your guard down, because the world is going to test you. The world is going to make you feel like you have to have a guard up, especially with like the type of pictures they try to paint about black men. And then sometimes those type of pictures or images get internalized, even for black women. But just being able to, you know, force yourself to come into these spaces and know that like they're safe for you. Yeah.
Beautiful. How can we support each other? Like, what does that look like? As a man right now, what are you looking for in a relationship from another man in your life? For me, I'm looking for accountability. Like, there are certain things that I have set in place for my life, and I know that I have the wherewithal and the discernment to get there. But in order to make it even more impactful and beneficial, I need to make sure that people around me are on the same frequency for what they're trying to do. It doesn't have to be exactly what I want to do, but bro is phenomenal. And now I want to talk to all his kids the other day. What he's trying to do and I'm trying to do has frequency. It might be different, but I need people like him, because he going to be like, bro, what you talking about? Why would you do that? Like, you know, like, just going to convince me that, bro, you got to continue on the path that you set forward. So for me, any man in my life, and if for some reason I feel like you can't do that, there's no hard feelings. I just can't allow you in a close proximity, because you are your company that you keep, right? So I just want to make sure, young, old, whatever, black, brown, orange, purple, in my community, I got to make sure that you hold me accountable, because I'm going to damn sure make sure I hold you accountable. And it's going to feel uncomfortable. My accountability to you is going to feel uncomfortable if you're not ready for the type of accountability that I have for you. And then I'm also ready to receive myself.
I would say with that, since we're going to the next topic, I would say vulnerability. Okay. I think as a man, just coming into a space, you have to be vulnerable, right? So I think for me, if it's not accountability, it'll be that vulnerability, because then at the same time, you're coming to me with a problem, right, or issue or something like that. So, and if it's not that, I don't look at it as a problem. I think that's the thing. So I think the vulnerability for me shows me that that you trust the process, you know. I think as men, we want to like you just said, we're all coming to a space. We all got different things going on, believe in going different places, but at the same time, I think we all have a sense to where we know we can help somebody or we can receive help. That's what I would hope, right? So for me, along with accountability, it'll be just that vulnerability to be able to know, like, okay, if I say something, like, I don't have to feel like, you know, I'm so far away from you. And then if it is that, if you've never been through that, we're going to figure it out, right? So we talked about last time, just being in a space to where there's so many resources amongst this group right now, for sure, right? So somebody knowing that for sure, whatever I say, I'm not going to be judged, but at the same time, some way, shape, or form, we're going to get some help from it, right? So
I feel like a lot of people have this kind of thought up in their head, like what an actual like man is and everything. And I feel that, or even if we like look at all of the movies and stuff, the toughest person, whether it's like a sword fighting movie or like a fighter, he's the sweetest guy. He's calm and everything. So I feel like mastering your emotions, like that's what like a real man is. And instead of it being like, hey, little bro, like, hey, man, I love you, bro. And you, what? Like, what the heck? What you mean? What? Oh, yeah, we got to get down. You feel me? Like all of that and stuff like that. Like, yeah, like that's pretty crazy, you know? But the person that can spread love and everything and then master their emotions, like, that's what, like, a real man is. Yeah. You don't have to be, like, super soft with it or anything, but it's just like, hey, I should be able to say I love you and everything. And also with the accountability, one thing that I was doing with my friend, we was just betting and stuff. So it would be like, if we were supposed to work out every day, hey, bro, if you don't work out today, you owe me $5. You feel me? You owe me $5 and stuff like that. And then you have to, hold yourself accountable too, because it'll be some days we don't even talk. He'll just send me the 5, and I'll be like, okay, I know he didn't work out today. And then there'll be some days that I did it too. So, and I just, boom, I'll send it to him. And he'll be like, wait, hold on, bro, you was with your son today. I'll send it back and stuff. So he's like, okay, I understand that. But, so we just keep, we keep it real with each other, like everybody want to make money anyway. Man, bet your homies that they ain't go, you feel me? Hold them accountable with that and stuff. Make sure that they do their stuff.
Hey, everyone clap it up for my boy Tim. What up, hey, also, hold up. Acknowledge, it was my boy birthday the other day. Happy birthday. What up? Listen, I know you probably like, bro, I just walked in here. You probably just throw this all on me, but yeah. So, yeah, absolutely. But go ahead, Scooby.
So, yeah, I agree with what y'all say. Accountability, vulnerability, and then also I just feel like us as men, we have a lot to unlearn, a lot to unpack. I talked to my mom on my way here. I told her I was going here. She was like, "Oh, that's great." Like, she's like, "I wish they had more stuff like that." Back, my mom's still in Connecticut. She was like, "I wish I had that stuff back home." And she was like, "Do you remember when you were young?" And she was like, "I would tell your dad, because he would be like, men don't cry." Mm-hmm. I don't fully remember it, but I feel like my body does, my mind does, because I feel like for a while I used to try to hide crying, or not feel like, dang, I shouldn't be crying, or you know what I mean, or like being open. Like for a while I wasn't open about having depression, or just being vulnerable like that. So I feel like we have a lot as men to unlearn, to learn to be comfortable in circles like this, to learn to be comfortable, to tell my brother, yo, I love you. You know what I mean, and just things like that. So we gotta unpack a lot, and it.
Everything they said, along with open-mindedness, maturity, and understanding that we are each other. We're a part of each other. And when you have that growth and maturity to say, I love you, brother. What's up, King? How you doing, Queen? And spread the love, because love is going to conquer everything. I've learned 52 years on this planet, being a perpetuator of the BS and all of the violence and all of the crazy stuff. It's my duty and my purpose. One of my purposes in life is to turn that back around. Push the positivity and the love and the good stuff like I push the negative stuff. You know what I'm saying? And to know that it's working. Look at this. This is beautiful. Brother, 18 years old. What 18 years old comes out and comes to a wellness thing in the morning?
Right.
It's growth. It's loving. This is God's will for us. It's a spiritual movement going on, and we part of it. We have to embrace that. We all at different levels, but the frequency is here. And I tell people all the time, this is my favorite line, the stars is aligned, we just connecting the dots. And just be open to learning. You're a student of life, you're gonna learn. And that's how I move, And I just love being my life right now, because it's like, hey man, I know I hurt a lot of people, I'm suffering from a lot of pain, but now I'm able to regurgitate that and show love and do healing and continue to unlearn and relearn, because we were taught a lot of falsehoods, and I was taught a lot of falsehoods in my life, growing up in the 70s. Bad is good and good is bad, and hurt people and don't help people, and don't cry and all that. But man, that's an emotion. Let that stuff out. It's gonna come out. It's a part of our life. So thank you.
Hey, man. I give a bar.
Come on, brother Durant.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? One of the best things we can do as black men and as brothers, like I was looking for a lot of mentors, when I was in the nonprofit, when I started my nonprofit, I was seeking a lot of help from OGs. And what I realized is the OGs was like sunning me, they'll keep you down, and they'll really like give you a potato chip instead of giving you the bag. And they got the bag, and they ain't showing you how to get the bag. They'll give you a subcontractor, sun you down. And so one of the things I'm big on is making sure that we have the resources, and I can show you the resources. I'm not gonna just say, go to this YouTube page and look this up. I read this book. I'm gonna give you the game I read out of the book. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say, bro, read this book. Page 68, you're gonna find something. Nah, I'm gonna give you the 2 + 2 = 4, and I'm gonna tell you the example of how I learned it, so you can have a fast track in life, because a lot of us don't have that fast track, and we don't have those resources because we're first generation. And being first generation, we have to have a lot more help and a lot more, you know what I'm saying, capability, you know what I'm saying, and be vulnerable to be having that capability, you know what I'm saying. So more so just build each other up, give each other that resource, tell each other that 2 + 2 = 4, so we can really make sense at a fast pace versus trying to learn this stuff 5 years from now.
So I wanted to just touch a little bit on what you said about like your body remembering the trauma, basically. And that's a real thing. Like our body holds on to information, especially as it relates to emotions. Emotions get stored within the body, and it's like you're going throughout your life, and all of a sudden something comes up, and it's like, where'd that come from? I'm not thinking about it, like, but you feel it because your body always remembers. That's why I brought this book to kind of share some things with you guys. Somatic therapy, which is basically just the process that you go through to release stored trauma and energy from the body. Like a lot of practices related to movement, breathing, and stuff like that. But that's what that made me think of, and that's a real thing. And it's like, it's not enough for us just to work on the mental health. Like we got to approach healing from a holistic perspective. So you got to work on the mental health, you got to work on the body. Like it's just like all around conditioning. And there's another book, just in case anybody's interested, and if you guys don't already know about it, called The Body Keeps the Score. And it talks like very in detail about how trauma gets stored in the body.
Well, the next run of show is doing an activity by you. So do you want to use that book possibly?
Sure.
Put us through a little exercise? And then we're going to break off into a group, but the question that I have is, as we progress, what is a boundary that everyone's looking to create into 2025? And I want us to all talk through, maybe it could be a general boundary so we have time, but I want us to talk through what we can instill right now to work on developing that fortitude to develop the boundary. I want to say a special shout out to CMS Wellness for letting us shoot this miraculous podcast. You see all this beautiful, look at this, man. So much growth, so much power, so much empowerment. Episodes dropping ASAP once it gets edited up. But London, CMS Wellness, pull up if you haven't. Can't wait till you guys see this episode. Peace. I am ready to be studious.
What I wrote down first. I wrote down some things, so I'm like, let me see. We're not gonna get into anything in this book because I feel like
Okay, you got some sauce in there?
The other thing that I wrote down is pretty good.
Okay,
and it's just like a simple mindfulness practice. And the reason why I feel like doing this is important because it's something that you can do anywhere at any time by yourself, and it's basically just the 5 senses exercise. So it's like whenever you feel like you're too much in your head or you're too stressed out or things are just too loud, like practicing the 5 senses, which is asking yourself, what do I see? What do I hear? What do I touch? What do I smell? And what do I feel? And that helps you to get out of your head and get in the present moment. So life is always happening in the now. Like life is not happening in the past. Life is not happening in the future. It's happening right now. So since life is happening right now, we always have to be mindful to practice things that can bring us more deeply into the now. So basically, right now, what we can do is focus on something within this environment that that you can see that kind of makes you feel safe or that gives you like more of a warm feeling, something that you like within the environment. Take some time just to kind of scan the environment, and then we'll kind of come back and see what everybody says about like what they see. Something that I like about the outdoors in general is just the fact that there's greenery, there's sunshine, and that's common for me because when I think about nature, nature is welcoming. Every aspect of nature wants to heal us. And so that's kind of something that I think about when I look at the trees and the sky and the sunshine and all that good stuff.
I'll go next. I think the hibiscus tree, just because it just represents beautiful and elegant growth to me. You know, and then when you take the perspective of a tree, it's like it has to be planted in the darkness to then grow to this level. And I feel like whatever we're seeing above here is just a fraction of the beauty we see below there. So like I just always like that we're around the hibiscus tree. So yeah, I think that'd be for me.
No, brother. Yeah. The sun, you know what I'm saying? The beautiful thing about the sun is how it rejoices you and regenerates you. You know what I'm saying? We are like a solar panel ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So the more we connect to the sun, the more that capability of excellence is being done. You know what I'm saying? It lets you know you walked out the door. You know what I'm saying? Because the door is like regular, but when you walk out the door, you know what I'm saying? You're going to get the dough. You know what I'm saying? So that sun gonna hit your body. Y'all know what I mean?
What he said. And we all woke up today.
Yes.
Opportunity, fresh air, beautiful, the beauty in the world. You know, that's what keeps me going. And being locked down for all that time, now the sun hurts my eyes. You know what I mean? So I have to wear SUV glasses or whatever just to protect my eyes. But the beauty, the nature, we can go right to the beach. We can do whatever we want to do. The freedom of life and opportunity.
For me, I would say, honestly, just this whole backyard, you know, all the flowers, all the plants. Growing up, my grandfather and my dad, we would plant, we would have a garden. So it takes me back to being around family, and family has been like the number one thing that has helped me during with my depression and like keeping me going. And when I have my darkest moments, and you know, I think about, you know, my why and why I need to be here and what I'm doing, and my family is like number one for me. So even like being out here, I'm not from LA, so being out here, I have to go home as much as I can because that helps recharge me.
I say for me, just the sky right now, like it's blue. Like I'm from Detroit, so back home it's cold, it's gray, like 7 months out the year. So being here, just seeing the sunshine is really, it's rejuvenating. Kind of how you gentlemen have talked about it. It's rejuvenating to my spirit, honestly.
Yeah.
And like I just celebrated my 28th birthday on the 12th. So for me, like being a year older, like for the first 24 years of my life, I was in Michigan, in Detroit, like celebrating my birthdays, and it's always snowing. So like being here feels like being almost in like a foreign land in a way, even though we still in America. But I'm like on the other side of the country, and I'm like, it's still warm. Like there ain't no snow. Like that feel good to me. So I say the sky, the sun. Kind of y'all mentioned, I go by this idea of like Ubuntu, I am because we are. So I really feel like we rise by lifting others. So I just try to come to spaces and I pour love into folks. So to receive that, I pour it in with no expectation of anything in return. So for me, when I come into spaces, I just, you know, just plant a seed, give what I can give, what I feel like God is telling me, to say, speak on my heart. And then from there, I just let everybody or let things handle and kind of operate and go in the steps of divine alignment and what they need to. So for me, I went out and I danced. I like to dance, so I be dancing all the time. So I went out, we was dancing. So we went to a couple of places, danced, and I just felt the love. Like some of my folks, like who I've developed really good relationships with, like brought me like a cake and was saying happy birthday and stuff like that. And I was like, yo, like, cause like I didn't expect any of it, you know what I mean? So it was like, oh, why just caught me off guard? And it was like, yo, we really care about you, really here for you. So I just received a lot of love, and it was good. Yeah, for sure.
I was just gonna say, just like the frequency, you know what I mean? The setting alone is just so much, being able to be in so much green, so much abundance of just life, you know what I mean? I seen the aloe vera, that's one of my favorite drinks. So it's just super appreciative of the frequency that this setting is giving off, but also the people in this environment, you know what I mean? I'm just super grateful to be able to absorb, bounce off and reflect off of the frequency of people who are like-minded, you know what I mean, and just being able to just learn is really beautiful. Being able to be vulnerable, that's one thing you said, to just being able to absorb what people before me have went through, and being able to just filter things out that I could walk out being a different man, you know what I mean, because I feel like, you know, what you think as a man is everything, you know what I mean? So just being able to be observant of, you know, everyone's perspective of life is beautiful, you know what I mean? It's very rejuvenating. I feel like we live in a society that's very overstimulating, so it's not, it's hard to kind of communicate with people nowadays because we got this device that's so inhumane, you know what I mean? So just being able to just, the act alone of just sitting down and just talking just being human beings in nature. You know what I mean? That's what God put us here for. So it's just, you know, gratitude.
Yeah.
Gratitude. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, right, snaps.
30-year-old.
Yeah, I would say, you know, sometimes the eyes can be deceiving, but one thing I could say, like when I close my eyes, I feel this good breeze, and when I close my eyes, I could be anywhere I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I go to the beach and I meditate a lot, and I feel this same type of breeze when I'm there, and I could just sit there and I could just think, and then, you know, feel the sun and just automatically have a good day, no matter what I've just been through. Or when you feel that breeze and you lay back, and then you just have a good day. And I would say one thing about being outside as opposed from being inside, when you in your room and you thinking, man, your thoughts is bouncing off the wall and stuff right back out you, right back at you. So all the stuff that you just trying to throw away, it's bouncing off right back at you. But when you outside and then you like, okay, like let me let some stuff out. Okay, boom, now they going. Now they going, and then now you just feel way more free. I wish we could have a camera to show somebody frequency when they outside versus when they inside.
Yeah.
I bet there'll be a big, bright little rainbow, colorful thing, you know, like all type of stuff. And, you know, but as opposed to being inside, I feel like, you know, you can't really get that much done unless you got your whole little setup or something like that. But I would always want to be outside though.
I was thinking about the bench over there, and I kind of just compared it to just the chair, honestly. I've been in this space this week with just getting opportunities with like business owners within land personally. So I was just thinking about land, honestly. My mind's been just kind of in a space to where you can kind of make a home wherever you want it to be. You know, so I just thought them having this house and you know, Trail breaking down what this location means to so many around. So that's what I was thinking about. Like we literally walked in here and put a chair and made a whole community wellness situation. You know, so I was just thinking about just the ability to have your own space. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know about y'all, man. I don't care how polished and how much people I done deleted off my Instagram, I still see some foolery. And in particular, it comes to relationships. And what I do feel like is the social gender right now is men are saying, excuse my French, fuck women, and women are saying fuck men, right? It's like there's no type of cohesion, there's no type of rapport or building. And I can't say that for me because I was raised by strong women, like my grandmother, my aunt, my cousins, my mother, like strong as independent women. So I have nothing but the utmost respect for women. But I do see like everybody I'm around that's dating, they be like, man, the dating pool is horrible. I can't find this. I can't find that. You see the woman on Instagram shaking her booty, asking why she ain't getting married. And it's like, who about to marry you? But then you see the dude on the other end going through his quarrels and he complaining. And I was like, bro, who about to marry you? The woman's looking for a leader. Truly what I feel, right, is it's no longer the man is the head of the house, or it's a man's world. I think as a society, we have to get better with the idea of partnership and what that really looks like. I think when partnership was first introduced, it was the woman stays at home, takes care of all the kids, don't complain, doesn't work, depends on the man. And now, fellas, I don't know if y'all seen, but the women are making more money than us at a way higher frequency and rate. And it's like there's people that I know as women who have said that they have broken up with men or they stopped dating men because the man was like, you can't make more money than me, or you can't have a say so. She's like, bro, I didn't ask for a dad, I asked for a partner. So take it that analogy when it comes to dating and relationships. I think looking for that actual partnership identity and what that looks like, but then also that could go along for just brotherhood and life in general. So I wanted to get my rocks off on that because I've been really like brewing. That's been really brewing. Can I agree that we've been cooking today? We've been cooking, right? We've been stewing it up, and you know what I'm saying. So yeah, I think I would love to hear what your thought process is around this dynamic, but then also how we can do better as a community of men that care to put up that responsibility of developing a better relationship with the counterpart.
Yeah. So first I want to say that it was never a man's world. And the reason why I say that is because when you say it's a man's world or a woman's world, it's like automatically that creates an atmosphere of division. So it's like, no, we're here in unison. We can't really have one without the other. We need each other. So like not really putting labels on things like that. But I think kind of the best thing that each of us can do, man or woman, is to work on ourselves. Like being able to truly form your own identity and take the time to work on yourself, to dig deep within yourself, to discover who you are. And then once you do that, it's like you build yourself up, you build a strong foundation to where when you go in connection with somebody, you know who you are because you're solid internally. But it's like if each of us are not doing that, like building a solid foundation within ourselves and a safe haven within ourselves, like a really strong, solid inner world, then we don't really have much to offer. So I feel like once it starts there and you love yourself, you're automatically gonna love everybody else around you. Because it's like the practice of loving yourself, how can you see somebody else as something negative, you know? And then when you understand the importance of like, divine masculine energy, divine feminine energy, the duality of that, it's like we need that. We can't really be whole without the balance of that. Even though we both have those energies within us, like we all have masculine and feminine energies within us, but we have to learn how to kind of like balance it all out. And I think whenever you just take the time to understand yourself, it's easier to understand and connect with your counterpart.
That's a beautiful, amen. So for the activity, I think the question should be, what are we going to do? Like, what can an action item be that we take away from today's meeting that we will actively think every hour, set an alarm if you have to, and then write it down in a label, but what am I doing to take care of myself internally? For me, it's how I talk to myself, right? So when I wake up in the mornings or when I'm midday or whatever, it's like as I'm embarking on whatever I have on my plate at the time, it's sometimes I get frustrated and sometimes I'm tired. Like yesterday, I was exhausted, bro. When we got back from cleaning the garage, Lee, I was exhausted, bro, and I still had to do other things. And I started to see that I was getting a little irritated by like just having general conversation that I have all the time. And I paused and I'm like, yo, why are you tripping, bro? Like, this is normal. And first off, this is the life you asked for. This is the life. Remember, ask what you ask for, you receive. I asked for this, right? And it's like, you gonna complain about it? So I woke up this morning and I had my first client meeting at 7 a.m. So I was exhausted from yesterday. I woke up. I went to sleep late. Woke up at 6 for a meeting at 7, and I had to be my best self on that meeting because that was a life coaching meeting. Like, how I'm gonna be her life coach? right? But as I was leaving, and I was talking to my friend, and she was like, "Oh, you said you was about to be like a growth and development coach, like a life coach, and you thought like God wasn't about to like grow you, right? Like you thought, you thought you was about to just put that title on, and that wasn't about to happen, right? And I think I had to thank God. I'm like, yo, thank you, bro. Thank you for giving me that problem to work through so I can be a better representation of myself for my community. That's depending on me to be this way. Like, you met me this way, I should stay this way, and you shouldn't see anything outside of the way that I'm supposed to be for you. So that's something I'm going to hold myself accountable for internally.
I feel like that's helping me grow internally. Just watching the things that I say and then watching, like, things that will kind of like make me get angry or something like that, and just being like okay with like certain stuff. Like if I'm walking or anything, I step up into a puddle or something like that, I'm not like, oh man, and you feel me? And like you know, the whole day, you know, just be like it is what it is. And then why I said watch what I say, because like after I done talked to like hundreds of people and stuff around the city. I gotta be careful when I'm giving people advice, because I'm gonna get testy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And now I understand that, so now it would be kind of scary. So now I just be listening to people, and, you know, and then like I probably touch in on it, but I'm not about to be like, man, listen, bro. Every time you go through a hard time, look, it's gonna be okay. oh, I'm about to get a storm.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get a storm, and then because the Most High gonna test you. Okay, you told him he gonna be all right. Let me see if you can handle that.
Right.
And then so that's why sometimes I'll be like, okay, like let me just calm down. But I would say just being mindful of the things that you say, and just know that whoever you're talking to, your words have weight to them.
Mm-hmm.
So if you with somebody like a relationship or anything, just know that some of your words can't hurt them.
Yeah.
And it might be like a little easy to you or something. I had to learn that. I feel like I used to be mean up in old relationships and stuff, and it was probably didn't even have nothing to do with the girl,
Yeah.
But just like how I'm feeling and stuff like that, and then I say something, it's whatever to me, but it probably hurt her because my words hold weight to them. So just watch what you say, basically.
For me, it's just my breath. You know what I mean? I feel like your breath is everything. Being able to just be present and be able to just intake everything in a natural flow and a natural trust of the Most High. And I'm glad we had brought up, because we was talking about just how like the programming of whoever's programming us, the government, wants us to think that it's been a man's world, and it's like the conversation we was talking, it's never been a man's world. You know what I mean? Just realizing that I wouldn't be here without a woman. I wouldn't be here without the feminine. You know what I mean? Even the whole idea of masculine being 1 and feminine being 9 is just, with the number 1 and 9, you could create every number on the chart. So just the number 19 is just one of those things that I feel like we get kind of decluttered. You know what I mean? I feel like everything we fail to like realize that the masculine is only here to protect the feminine, and vice versa. You know what I mean? We're nothing without that. So just being able to appreciate that, and being able to not be a right man, a good man for me, but being able to be the right man for the feminine. You know what I mean? Because without the feminine, then we wouldn't be here. That's who we do it for. You know what I mean? They're the reasons why we could create a family and be able to protect the family. They're the reasons why we could look at life so beautifully. So just being able to just kind of look at things from a more holistic, standpoint of I'm not doing this because, oh, blah, 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 I'm trying to be cool, but I'm doing this because it's the right thing to do, because that's what God put me here for. You know what I mean? God only put me here to protect the feminine. You know what I mean? I feel like that's the only reason. That's my sole purpose of being a man. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So it's just, and I do that by being the best leader I could be, being the best character I could be, and just continuing to learn. You know what I mean? Like this is like beautiful. You know, I'm in a deep state of gratitude, and being able to just observe everybody's thoughts, listen to everyone's thoughts, and just being able to bounce off each other, because it's that frequency that just keeps us together. You know what I mean? And this is enlightenment. You know what I mean? This is enlightenment right here. So it's just extremely beautiful, and it's just, I feel like just the breath. You know what I mean? It all comes down to breath, just being super present. You know what I mean? So it's just, thank you.
Snaps.
I was watching YouTube when you were speaking.
I would say what the brother said, and also practice what you preach. Words are powerful, and words matter. I mean, being a poet and a philosopher and a wordsmith and a writer and a rapper and all that other stuff, I learned that what I write and put on paper and send to somebody else is powerful. That's why I don't write urban novels. I don't write trash. I write educational stuff. I could write a whole bunch of trash, whole bunch of stories, whole bunch of fictitious stuff. But where is it going to get the next person? Like with my book, it's not a memoir, it's an educational book. And how could I be a life and corrections coach, adversity and corrections coach, if I don't know how to handle adversity? Mm-hmm. God is going to test you. Everything is a test in life. You got to lead by example. So I know it's coming. The devil come tap on my shoulder personally, because I used to run with him. So he don't send his little demons. He come himself. When he come to me, I be like, get out of here, fool. He be like, you right. It's too many. You too hard. There's so many other souls I can go get. So he out of there. But he taps in. But when he tap in, I let him know ain't nothing happening. We did our dirt together. I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? Go get the next fool. So you have to be cognizant of you. Like he said, knowing yourself. Because if you don't know yourself, you can't be there for somebody else. Because you telling somebody else something and they seeing your flaws right through you. And they're like, well, wait a minute. You just told me that, but you're doing the same thing. Or you even worse. So you have to check yourself, be accountable for your things, and keep assessing.
Yeah.
Keep assessing. I have a thing called triple A's. Assess, adjust, and address. Assess your situation. You can do it anywhere and anything. Make the adjustments, the proper adjustments that you think you need to make, because adjustments is going to change from here to there. And then you just start addressing those things, And as time go, you can always assess, adjust, and address all the time. But it's powerful.
Hey, bro, what's your name, man? Nori Adam. And you 18? So I just wanted to just speak this into you, bro, because I see it for you, man, but you're brilliant, man. And you got a lot of wisdom at a young age. And you kind of remind me of myself when I was like 18. So, like, I'll be coming to spaces like this. And like I said, being from Detroit and being around, Detroit is the largest black city in the country. And then Jackson, Mississippi just took over like last year. But we're still the second largest black city in the country. So it's a lot of black folks. And I think within that space sometimes, like you get, black isn't a monolith. So like you have black folks from different walks of life. But sometimes, especially around other black men, there can be that tension, especially when you're younger. Like I used to hoop too. So like, you know what I mean? So like you add the basketball, you add like just these different environments where folks aren't able to be vulnerable, but you're doing that at a young age. And like already investing in yourself in places where that can be seen as like toxic masculinity is like niggas like, you know what I mean, tighten up, like you need to be tough, like you shouldn't be talking about this stuff. So I just want to encourage you, bro, to just keep going, and I'm gonna be praying for you as you continue to do that. So I just wanted to get that off my heart and let you know that. And I think for me, one of the things that I'm really big in is movement, just moving your body. So I run 4 miles every other day. I've been doing it for 5.5 years, and I'm gonna do it right after this. But for me, it's helpful because I know that I can't pour from an empty cup, and like I'm so involved in my community back at home. Like I have a mentoring org for black men that I've had for 7 years in my undergrad at Michigan State, and I started that when I was 20 because my 2 roommates left after my first year. And then my 3 roommates, and they were also black men. And I was like, yo, like, those are my homeboys. And I was like, I want to navigate this space by myself, but I knew this wasn't an isolated experience. So I started getting into research and stuff like that. And research is me search, really. So whether you're doing it in an academic setting or you doing it outside, like, as long as you're starting to dig deep and reflect and actively reflect, like, who am I? What am I doing? That allows you to show up fully as yourself. And when you show up fully as yourself, people can see that. People can feel the energy, you know what I mean? People can feel the frequency and be like, oh, you've done the self-work. But it's continual. Like, it doesn't stop. There's no zenith point. At least I don't believe so. So I think there's opportunities for continued growth. And for me, being involved so much in my community, doing things like still in school, finishing up right now, it's just, I need to make sure that I'm showing up for myself so I can show up for other people, because so many other folks are relying on me, not in a way where I feel like I'm being drained, but they are relying on me nonetheless. And for me, I always want to be my best self. So to be to my best self, I have these certain things that I do to really pour into me, and one of them is running. So as I finish, like I said, this last degree, I got to keep running. So, yeah.
You feel me? So I'll do a 2-part prong with this, because you trailblazed a deep question. You know what I'm saying, Brother
deep.
Trail? You feel me? You unpacked this with one real fast. You know what I'm saying? Because you started off with your social media and how the black sister and the brother ain't getting along, and the music is indulging us in a negative mindset. And so that's called oppression, right? You know what I'm saying? It's a systematic oppression that it's enveloped to actually ruin us as black people. It's not implemented in white music. It's not implemented in Latino music. It's implemented in our music, which they actually call secular music, right? You know what I'm saying? So the importance of it is to be prepared. That's the one thing I take from this, is being prepared as a black man. Because as a black man, we are really trendsetting. We are really trailblazing. we are really setting the bar at a highest limit because it's not really out there for us. It's no example. It's not too many people that's really like us. How Kendrick Lamar said, they're not like us. It's not too many of us, you know what I'm saying? And even in the Bible, it says many will call, few will be chosen. So if you are prepared, you can be able to sharpen iron with another brother. Help that brother, you know what I'm saying? And another thing I take from this is self-love. You know what I'm saying? Like, self-love is super huge for me because, you know, I have a therapist. And, you know, like, after like 5-6 sessions, she's like, you don't do enough self-love for yourself. Like, you take care of everybody else, but you don't do nothing for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And even like 10 sessions later, I still haven't got a massage. You know what I'm saying? I still haven't taken care of myself. I still haven't given myself self-love. You know what I'm saying? So that's something I definitely need to do at a higher pace, is have more self-love for myself so I can even get to a higher pace mentally as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, damn. Powerful. Oh, yeah, come on, School.
I was saying that I agree with you on the self-care, and then also what Tim said about not pouring from an empty cup. I have a habit of getting to that point, and then it's like I'm drained. You know what I mean? So I need to do the self-care things. I need to, you know, I used to get a massage once a month. You know what I mean? That helps me out. Going to the beach, walking to the beach, being in the sun, things like that. And one thing I'm working on is setting bigger boundaries. Not allowing myself to say yes to everything. You know, letting my no's be no's and my yes be yes. And not overworking myself, not over putting that stress on myself, not just, you know, just giving myself the time that I need, because especially being a producer, I can get wrapped up with projects, and then I'm like, damn, I'm overwhelmed, I'm tired. I still have to get that stuff done. You know what I mean? And when it gets to that point, then it's like I'm working so much on these projects that I'm not working on myself or giving myself that time. So I've been, especially this year, I've been telling people no, or not right now. You know, we can do it next month. We do that project next month, or, you know, whatever the case. Or if they got to go to somebody else, so be it. But I got to take care of myself before I take care of somebody else.
For our last exercise, this is for you.
Oh, okay.
So one of my good friends from back home, his name is Maurice Eastwood, aka Splash. He's like the prophet of our town. Like, stayed in the hood. He went and got his degree. Now he started a program called Seek Therapy. It's like he does therapy sessions. He made a book. He had made this card game. He just opened up a community store so people get groceries and all that from his. And he just has always been a big advocate in the community. And I think I've known him pretty much my whole life, but he is a really good identification of what it means to be a community man. So I want to give him his applause, and I also want to pull one of his cards out. I want you to answer.
Okay.
And then if there's any opening questions that want to come from her response, we could take it from there, and then we'll end out. Cool? All right.
So he created that card game?
He did create this card game.
Cool.
It's called Take 5. So Take 5 or one? I'm going to have her take a few, and then we're going to just pick whatever one she feels is best. So you take 3, and then whatever question you like the most, you could answer that one. Okay. Matter of fact, can I pick it?
Yeah, you can pick it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah, let's make it random.
Come on. What do you think defines a man?
Ooh, that's a hard one, especially coming from a woman. What do I think? What do I think defines a man? I would say the ability to be your own person. And the reason why I say that is because it's easy to get influenced by other men, by society, by what they say you should be, how you should act, how you should feel. But it's like, if you're a man, you're able to define manhood for yourself, but also on your own terms. So in short, that's what I would say, because I feel like for all of us it's kind of similar, but when you're able to define yourself for yourself and you're not necessarily defining yourself from the lens of another person that don't know anything about you, it could be detrimental. So that just kind of ties back into knowing who you are and doing that self-work. So yeah, just being able to define yourself for yourself is what a man is.
Okay. As we wrap, I want to thank all you brothers for making it today. for me, for you, for whoever, for the son, whatever, I really appreciate y'all. This is more than you know. This has literally set my week. Like, for real. A couple of shout outs I want to do. Shout out to my boy Mickey from Mag Park. This is his hat. I want to represent my homies and their brands. Again, shout out to Splash and the Take 5. Any brands that want some type of marketing, especially if you black, come and holler. I will wear your stuff. I will post your stuff. I will talk about your stuff inside the show. I will do marketing for you. It don't matter. Pull up. If you're looking for a fellowship or a group or a community, come holla. I am right here. We have space for you. We are developing something beautiful. We have a group chat of like 20 guys so far, and everyone be doing their thing, running their life, but, you know, we'll throw a question in here and there, and people will start engaging, and that's kind of how it starts to build. And lastly, we're starting a challenge for January. I haven't even announced it yet, but it's going to be like the 75 hard challenge, but we're going to we're not going to do 75 days, we're just going to do 30. And we're not going to do 2 workouts. We're going to do 1. So we're going to pick a book. We already picked one. So we're going to pick a book. We're going to dedicate to reading 10 pages a day. We're going to drink a gallon of water a day. We're going to eat healthy meals, follow a diet plan. We're going to, workout? Not twice a day. We're just going to do it once a day. So workout, eat, read, water, book. Yeah, in that order, right? And if anyone wants to be a part of that, and we probably going to do the betting thing. I'm probably going to take that from you, Sean. If you $5, pay me. There will be a pot at the end, right? So, yeah, you can come find us. I'm on Instagram, Timeless Trail, Rejuv-Nation, the collective group. And Alexis.
Yes.
I want to say thank you so much. Y'all, we had a really great conversation even prior for like an hour or something. Yeah. And I was like, man, this is going to be fire. Not for me, because I already have for y'all. And I think, I think she did exactly what she came to do. I feel like there was some more alignment here. So I would love people to let them know where they can find you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, thank you guys all for coming. And I'm grateful to be a part of these spaces. It's something that it's just always really fulfilling for my spirit to do things within the community. And just live in my purpose, because that's basically what we're all here to do. So I'm on Instagram, Divine Raw Soul, and yeah, that's where you guys can find me.
I've been wanting to do this last thing is like I'm come up with like a question that I could ask the next guest. So does anyone have a question that they can kind of throw out there where it's like I ain't gonna point out who's in it, but the next guest is here, so I ain't gonna point out who it is. But is there any questions that you might have for someone that would be sitting in Alexis's seat, giving you some sauce about what the takeaways?
I'll be asking questions all the time.
All right.
One question, a new question that I was going to ask, and I was going to try to see if I can interview any of you guys today, but what is life to you? I feel like that is a very broad question, and it's like everybody will have an automatic different answer, because I can ask you about love, I can ask you about this, and everybody will kind of be on the same page. But if I ask you, what is life to you?
That's a good question.
And yeah, like, just trying to see that.
Let me ask you a question. Do you want to do that right now? For the people that, yeah.
Yeah, we can do it after the show.
Okay, I mean, it don't matter. Right. People gonna be here. All right, we'll do after the show. Okay.
Yeah, I got my mics and everything. Oh,
gotta get ready. Yeah, be prepared. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, shout out to and lastly, man, shout out to CMS. Like we said in the beginning, man, if you are someone that's just looking for a wellness opportunity, whether it's physical, whether it's mental, we do Reiki and yoga. We got strength training. We got community gardens, workshops. So much things you can't even think. We clean up, man. We was out here for hours cleaning up for the community in here, just making sure it's a better space, right? If y'all looking for somewhere in Compton to come and get you a co-working facility where there's like-minded people every day up in here doing the same thing that you trying to do, reach out. We are taking inquiries, and we looking to have this spot filled out by the end of 2020, at least the first quarter of 2025. So come on, let's get it going, right? With that, I want to say I appreciate y'all brothers. I love y'all brothers. I hope you guys have a phenomenal week. I hope this did something to you to just pour in and take some self-reflection. But most importantly, apply some actionable steps that you can do today, right now. Not read a book and figure it out like bro was saying, but right now. And, yeah, man. And we out of here. What's up, everyone? Hope you're doing well, or as best you can during this time. It's your boy Trell checking in. If you have been on any social media platforms within the last 48 hours, or 3 days at least, I'm pretty sure you've seen how devastating and impactful the SoCal fires have been during this time. I would like to thank all my family and friends for reaching out, just checking in, making sure I'm good. I'm safe, I'm all good, and everything's all right. But I cannot say the same for a bunch of my friends and other community members who have lost it all within the last 2-3 days. So we're making a call to action. Here at the Collective Group, we focus heavily and primarily on community wellness, which is making sure that our members in the community are taken care of. And I think this is the best time to do so. So we partnered up with a bunch of other community members, small businesses, nonprofits, entrepreneurs, and we wanted to provide some type of resources or allocation to help the people who have been severely impacted. So if you are an entrepreneur, a small business owner, a community member, or just someone who cares and wants to give back to the cause, there will be a donation link. We're asking for you to make a contribution. It doesn't matter the amount, it matters the intention, and just know that it's going to go towards good use. So first and foremost, I want to say thank you for tapping in again, and more importantly, thanks for standing with us during this time. It's greatly appreciated. Peace.